Loiyangalani town derives its name from a tree known as Sesbania sesban and is a Ma dialect. It is an anthropological melting pot where culture has been blended with minimum erosion by modernization. The town lies on the eastern side of Mount Kulal, which is a biosphere, and is situated on the eastern shores of Lake Turkana, the largest desert alkaline lake in the world with the highest crocodile population worldwide. It is the famed town which provided a perfect setting for the Oscar award-winning film The Constant Gardener and is approximately 600 kilometers from Nairobi city by road. The economic activity of this vast arid land is mainly fishing and pastoralism. For decades, the area has been ravaged by inter-community wars triggered by cultural cattle rustling, a practice meant to replenish livestock. Despite the inter-community wars, the El Mosaretu, an acronym of El Molo, Samburu, Rendile, and Turkana, share similar cultural practices. On 14th June 2008, the El Mosaretu and the Wat Gabo Cultural Festival was born. On this memorable day, the warring communities put aside their cultural and individual differences and gathered together for the unique ceremony. Reason? To showcase the uniqueness of the cultural diversity and the touristic potential of the region. The Loiyangalani airstrip, which is usually idle, became alive with activities as aircraft after the other landed with enthusiastic visitors, as the locals turned up in their hundreds to welcome their guests with pomp, song and dance. The songs varied from marriage songs to war songs and many other celebratory rhythms. The Turkana traditionally woven suitcase saddle proved reliable means of transport, loading guest luggage and heave them onto the donkeys to various destinations. This is the common mode of transport in this area. The cultural festival was sponsored and organized by the Germany Embassy in collaboration with National Museums of Kenya and El Mosaretu Women Group of Kenya. In attendance were the German ambassador Walter Lendner and Dr. Idol Farah, among other dignitaries. The visitors also had an opportunity to visit the Mati rock site situated 5 kilometers northeast of the town. The focal point of the site is the huge boulder, locally known as Altar Rock, and the spring with palm trees, also known as Lolker, which is known for a host of traditional ceremonies like circumcision and other related rites. The festival culminated with the opening of the Loiyangalani Desert Museum, located on top of the hill overlooking the expansive Lake Turkana. The Loiyangalani Desert Museum was officially opened by Honorable William Olen Timama, Minister of Heritage and Culture, and was attended by PS Dr. Jacob Ole Marion, Isa Timami, Chairman, National Museums of Kenya Board of Directors.
It's a very unique moment for us as the Ministry of State for National Heritage and as National Museums of Kenya. The construction and now the inauguration of this museum has been a long and a difficult road to travel. And almost now, 15 years later, we are here to mark this wonderful celebration today. The Italian government, through the Italian Corporation, gave a lot of funding. It was to assist in developing infrastructure here in Loiyangalani, as well as in Sibiloi National Park and the Kobifora Research Station of the National Museums of Kenya. This is part of the World Heritage, Sibiloi National Park and Kobifora being a World Heritage Site. Since then, through the help of other diplomatic missions in Kenya, we've been able to develop programs for this museum, the Desert Museum. And one of the key factors was to involve the community.
So it's the big challenge of all of us. And I say all of us, I mean the international community, but of course the authorities of Kenya, Kenyan government, to make this place an attractive place. What we as the German embassy in support with the European Commission and the American embassy tried to do is to come up with a cultural festival here on the Lake Turkana. Only if you attract tourists and members from Nairobi, be it from the government or be it from the international community, you can make this place work.
As my friend, the German ambassador, said, a museum needs people to visit. This should be, and in our intention, a museum, a place for the community here.
On behalf of the board of the National Museums of Kenya, I really want to extend our appreciation for the assistance extended to the museum by this particular place, the Italian government, and also I wish to recognize the German embassy for all the assistance extended here.
It is actually very interesting that it has taken us to come to this unique place for us as a nation to identify what is it that we value as our national heritage. Indeed, this museum and also the ministry objective should be to preserve our connection to the past.
In our cultures, especially the culture of the Turkana, the Randile, the Maasai, and all these other people, and I imagine the El Molo, a young man had certain stretches of rituals that he had to go through before even getting married. And during that period, he is always advised by the elders. We are not going to go tribal, but I think we should all keep and maintain our African cultures. So let me say, culture is very, very important to maintain our unity and to grow into a nation of Africa. I'm talking of Africa. This is the first time I see a group of El Molo we have a history of this country as the smallest tribe in this country. But I want to tell you, they are of my culture, they are of my group of people called the Man. Na kaito jaga lutua na kwa baito kia baike village nyina lutua baike tai na badu ajera na sinta ingere sukulu endelea hadi yangu na nije na dia kwa ba kajo joshir ma sai di diako emi ndei to ginia ki yoga na sai na ji nkara raje toyo nkumo ajona no be lutua laito.
The museum focuses on the unique cultures and hosted environment of El Mosoretu and the Wat Gabo, the acronym for the 8 communities living in the Lake Turkana region, namely El Molo, Samburu, Rendile, Turkana, Dasanyach, Wata, Gabra, and Borana. The Italian embassy, who are the benefactor, was represented by the ambassador. The Germany embassy was represented by the ambassador Walter Ledner, Dr. Idle Farah, Director General, National Museums of Kenya, among other host of dignitaries. The opening of the museum is indeed a milestone, as it opened up the region to local and international visitors.
At the Kenya's northern frontier lies Lake Turkana, one of the natural wonders of the world. Lying at approximately 600 kilometers from Nairobi, the journey to this gem is a 24-hour drive. Lake Turkana is the largest desert lake in the world. The lake is also known as the Jade Sea because of its enchanting blue-green color that glistens like a jewel under the bright desert sun. Apart from the lake, the Turkana pastoralist community has developed strong survival mechanisms that have allowed them to prosper on the shores of the Jade Sea. The cultures here are the most pure and isolated in the world, and life has remained virtually unchanged for centuries. Like all the other communities in Kenya, the Turkana people have a rich cultural heritage. One of the cultural highlights amongst the Turkana people is associated with the wedding. For women, marriage is a cornerstone of adulthood, and the wedding marks the graduation into this important institution. Traditionally, the Turkana girls are married at the age of 15 to 20 years. The wedding itself may take a couple of days and is the most important event in the Turkana's social calendar. During the ceremony, the whole community plays a role under the keen supervision of the community elders. The elders usually set a day after dowry negotiations are over on which a bull or a goat is slaughtered and the wedding known as a mong held. The ceremony must take place during a full moon. 2 to 3 days before the wedding day, all married women meet to construct a special hut where the ceremony is to be held. The hut is mostly built using fresh green branches that have thorns so that the women may have a rough time while constructing it. The hut is built to symbolize that a new relationship is about to be initiated. As the women continue building the hut, young warriors from the community dance around in the hope of getting a glimpse of the young bride. This is, however, impossible as the older women jealously guard the bride. On the wedding day, the ceremony begins just after sunrise. The elders ensure that every detail of the ceremony is in place. Selected elders from the bride's family meet the singing group of in-laws. They check the marriage bull or goat brought by the groom's friends. This ceremonial animal is referred to as the lokopil, which loosely translates into wearing ostrich feathers. The elders are satisfied that the lokopil is in good health. Warriors dressed in their ceremonial traditional attires sing war and praise songs as they approach the hut. As they do so, they also demonstrate their fighting and hunting skills. Their jubilant mood gets everyone's spirits high and ready for the special day. The ceremony begins in earnest. The groom's friends and other selected men proceed slowly towards the bridal hut. Their movement is accompanied with song. Traditionally, the ritual involving the slaughtering of the castrated bull or goat must be done before midday. The lokopil is taken to the newly built enclosure for slaughtering. This is normally done by use of a spear rather than a knife. Before it is slaughtered, the elders talk to the animal and ask it to die peacefully.